Coming up next on Lansing Live, with Lani Guinier out, President Clinton has started looking for another nominee to head the Justice Department's Civil Rights Office. Mark Bardak takes a look at what critics are calling another Clinton mistake. General Motors is considering whether it will move production of its most popular car to Lansing. Victoria Hong will tell us what that means to area auto workers. And there's a prototype car on the loose in mid-Michigan that everyone on campus is talking about. Karen Straney has the fun story of what hard work and good batteries can produce. And an electronics show in Chicago is making waves, enticing people to imagine the impossible and then see it at this year's show. We'll show you that a bit later. So stay tuned for that and much, much more next on Lansing Live.
Now, during Art Van's legendary sale, save half off and more on all genuine Italian leather furniture from Natuzzi. Only Art Van's purchasing power brings you such legendary savings on Michigan's largest inventory of genuine leather furniture. Save half off and more on all leather, including sofas, love seats, sectionals, chairs, and more. Save 60% on this Natuzzi leather sofa, available in 4 colors, now only $9.99. The quality, durability, and style of today's hottest leather looks are now within your reach. Art Van's legendary sale. Don't miss it.
Huntingtons sells better luggage in business cases for less. The key words here are better luggage in business cases and for less. From moderately priced pad holders to top-of-the-line garment bags, quality and low price mean the best value. Outside Lansing, call toll-free 1-800-933-HUNT.
When you purchase a Boyk Deluxe Pullman or garment bag, we'll give you a free matching satchel that amounts to a savings of over 30%.
Huntingtons, better luggage in business cases for less. In Lansing, 1 block east of the Capitol.
Introducing, for a limited time, the Taco Bell Wild Burritos. As tasty as the originals, with one little difference. They're hot, man.
Round 2 coverage of the Oldsmobile Classic tonight at 7:30 on TV6.
You're watching WLNS-TV, Lansing's news source. This is Lansing Live with Jane Aldrich and the entire News Center 6 team.
Good afternoon. President Clinton calls it one of the most painful decisions he's ever made. Last night, Mr. Clinton withdrew the nomination of longtime friend and supporter Lani Guinier to head the Justice Department's Civil Rights Division. Mark Bardak reports.
In an emotional statement, Lani Guinier said while she accepts the president's decision to pull her nomination, she does not agree.
I have always believed in fundamental fairness, and nothing I have ever written is inconsistent with that.
The president, Mrs. Clinton, and Guinier have been longtime friends, attending Yale Law School together. Last night, in announcing his decision to withdraw the nomination, Mr. Clinton said his meeting with Guinier, which lasted over an hour, was one of the most painful he had ever experienced.
This has nothing to do with the political center. This has to do with my center.
He admitted had he more thoroughly read her writings before his decision to put her name forward, he would not have nominated her.
This battle will be waged based on her academic writings. And I cannot fight a battle that I know is divisive, that is an uphill battle, that is distracting to the country, if I do not believe in the ground of the battle.
This morning, Attorney General Janet Reno, who had vocally supported the nomination, said the decision has been made, but continued to back her.
I think the issue is that those writings had become the central theme rather than her record. I think they had been mischaracterized unfairly. I think the process was unfair to Lani.
Reaction to the president's decision came swiftly from civil rights groups. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus warning they have been forced to reevaluate their position with the administration. In Lansing, Mark Bardak for Lansing Live.
Thank you, Mark. President Clinton's handling of the Guinier case is being criticized by someone very familiar with the process. And David Anders has more on that in today's World Watch segment. David?
Jane, a failed Supreme Court nominee, says Lani Guinier was hung out to dry by President Bill Clinton. Robert Bork says that Guinier is probably suffering more than he did over his unsuccessful nomination to the Supreme Court. President Reagan nominated the conservative Bork, but the Senate rejected him in 1987 over allegations he was too far to the right. 3 teenagers have been arrested in the slayings of 3 8-year-old boys in West Memphis, Arkansas. Authorities found their bodies in a ditch. Autopsies indicated all 3 died from blows to the head. Experts say one person whose death had been attributed to that mystery illness in the Southwest actually died from pneumonia. That still leaves 12 deaths that haven't been explained. Most of the victims lived on or near the Navajo Reservation in Arizona and New Mexico. Investigations into a collision between a British tanker and a cargo ship off the Belgian coast have begun. The collision happened yesterday and caused an inferno as burning petroleum gushed from a hole in the tanker's bow, and at least 7 of its crew burned to death. This is one of the world's busiest shipping lanes, and there is concern now of environmental damage. And early risers in Southern California were treated to a lunar eclipse this morning. A lunar eclipse is when the Earth passes directly between the sun and the moon, causing a shadow across the moon. The eclipse was partially obscured by clouds and volcanic ash that's still in the atmosphere from the eruption of Mount Pinatubo. The next total lunar eclipse will occur November 28th. Jane?
Thank you, David. We'll mark that on the calendar. Well, a group of MSU students hits the road today in a revolutionary way. We'll catch a ride next.
Get an A&W Big Double for 99 cents. A&W's thick and delicious all-beef hamburger. The Big Double is only 99 cents. Now at all Lansing area A&W restaurants.
Whoa, partner, we're here to rustle up something to eat. Me and my partner, Dan.
I love this place.
Only Burger King has 3 special products with a big, bold barbecue taste.
This is the Bullseye Barbecue Burger. It's 2 burger patties, Bullseye barbecue sauce, bacon and cheese. This is a barbecue BK broiler, Bullseye barbecue sauce, lettuce, tomato, bacon, Swiss cheese on an oak brand bun. It's chicken tenders, a Bullseye barbecue dipping sauce.
Boy, that's Western. Adios, amigos.
It's your way, right away.
I love this place.
Here at John Lefere Ford Jeep Eagle, the word is hot. Hot prices at the hottest anniversary sale ever, folks. I'm Mickey Lefere for John Lefere Ford Jeep Eagle's 14th anniversary sale. Right now, we're dropping the prices on all our in-stock vehicles to $14 below invoice. Save $2,500 on the Ford Escort. Save $4,000 on the Ford Taurus. The hottest anniversary sale ever. Everything at $14 under invoice at John Lefere Ford Jeep Eagle going on now.
Enjoy a trampoline from the Billiard Store in Frandor. 14-foot trampolines are only $649, delivered and set up. Great family fun from the Billiard Store in Frandor.
Our stores are jammed to capacity, so we put up the tents and moved our multi-million-dollar inventory into our parking lots at record-breaking sale prices. Now at Value City Furniture.
Well, here's some good news. If you were one of hundreds of Lansing auto workers laid off last March, you might get a call to come back soon. General Motors is deciding whether or not to build its best-selling car, the Cavalier, here in Lansing. Victoria Hong is in the newsroom with more on what could be a very good situation for laid-off Lansing workers.
That's right. Hi, Jane. That's right. If GM decides to build the Cavalier right here in Lansing, it could create as many as 1,000 jobs for auto workers, which is a good sign for those normally faced with layoffs.
It keeps the checks rolling, you know. It means a great deal. I can keep a smile on my face, you know, and hopefully the other ones that's out there can keep one too, or get one, you know, if they don't have it.
If Lansing is awarded the Cavalier, the 800 auto workers laid off last March would be the first to come back. And the fact that it's GM's hottest-selling car would also provide more job security for those still working. Union workers say these days auto plants are very shaky, with the possibility of being closed down looming over them each day. But if the Cavalier continues to be a top seller, there's also the possibility of even more expansion. GM would also be strengthening its relationship with the unions by bringing the Cavalier here to Lansing. Currently, the car is built in Mexico, which auto workers say takes jobs away from them. This decision would strengthen the trust between the automaker and the UAW, showing the workers that management does care about their welfare. GM says they're checking the feasibility of building the car in Lansing, such as whether the costs outweigh the profits. As for a date, they say they'll make the announcement before the end of the year. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Victoria Hong for Lansing Live.
All right, so we have to wait till December to find out for sure?
Well, there's a rumor that that they may make the decision sooner, but some people, some of the union workers say that they're waiting for the contracts to be decided upon in September.
All right, thanks. Well, some rumors are true.
That's right.
Thanks,
you never know.
Vic, very much. A student team from Michigan State University is showing off nearly 2 years of work in a national competition this week, and so far they've taken a solid lead. Karen Straney spent the day with the team in Dearborn, where the Spartan Charge team is putting their vehicle to the test.
The mechanics lot opens at 5 a.m. and the Spartan Charge team is ready for another day of competition. The sporty number 55, called an HEV, runs on electricity and a gasoline engine and contains state-of-the-art technology. Today's leg of the competition began with a timed course at Ford's Dearborn Proving Grounds.
Looking great, Spartan Charge. Keep it up.
Communication is an essential link between driver and support crew, especially when the HEV hits the open road. The first pit stop, Livonia.
All right, MSU.
Yeah, that is not... All the teams entering vehicles in today's race came in with high hopes.
I think we're going to do pretty good, hopefully in the top 3.
The challenge was organized by Ford engineers to promote auto engineering advances.
The students on a pedestal, they've worked just as hard as we have for 2 years, and I want them to know that people are interested in what they're doing, and it's worth it. That's worth it for them.
Just one more pit stop for more testing, and it's off to the Michigan International Speedway in Brooklyn to finish today's course.
Here, the quickest of anybody that's gone out. We're fully charged. We are not fully charged.
Just getting off the start here, I mean, it was just one proud moment after the other.
Well, we're in first place overall after the subjective things, and we believe our car is the best design, and we know we're running well. We've passed a lot of our ground-up competitors on the road, so we'll just wait and see how we turn out later.
The Spartan Charge team is enjoying a comfortable lead, but the race isn't over yet. A good showing today and a consistent showing tomorrow, and the guys could be coming home with the first-place trophy. In Brooklyn, Karen Straney for Lansing Live.
All right, Karen, thanks very much. Coming up, health news. Don't eat one type of seafood, and making very sick children well again. Those stories are ahead with Jim Geyer and Health News next.
Huntingtons sells better luggage and business cases for less. The keywords here are better luggage and business cases and for less. From moderately priced pad holders to top-of-the-line garment bags, quality and low price mean the best value. Outside Lansing, call toll-free 1-800-933-HUNT.
When you purchase a Boyk Deluxe Pullman or garment bag, we'll give you a free matching satchel that amounts to a savings of over 30%.
Huntingtons, better luggage and business cases for less. In Lansing, 1 block east of the Capitol.
At St. John's Ford Mercury, we treat you right from the start with $300 cash through Ford's Young Buyers program. If you don't qualify, we'll give it to you anyway. Match your $300 with rebates and special St. John's Ford Mercury discounts, and you can save thousands. Treat yourself to affordably priced luxury in the Mercury Grand Marquis. Marquis comes loaded with options and is now discounted over $5,000. More than the best price. At St. John's Ford Mercury, we treat you right. On US 27, St. John's.
You never miss a thing when you watch News Center 6. And that was Just May. Stay tuned.
On the next Entertainment Tonight, baby-faced models. Does your kid have what it takes to be a superstar?
Twinkle, 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 little star,
We'll show you how you can get your little star in commercials. Plus, E.T. takes you behind the cameras of Divine Inspiration, England's controversial new quiz show that pits clergymen, nuns, even rabbis against each other.
Maybe this will give us a chance to see that religion can be fun, too.
On the next Entertainment Tonight. Tonight at 7 on TV6. Today's Healthline Report is brought to you as a community service of Sparrow Health System.
Well, health experts are putting out a warning about one type of seafood, and it's probably your favorite, unfortunately. Healthline reporter Jim Geyer is here to tell us what should we avoid now.
If it's a favorite, that would rule out sushi, at least
yeah,
in my case. But it is raw seafood, and particularly raw oysters. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say a rare bacteria can accumulate in oysters. The bacteria causes anything from diarrhea to a bloodstream infection that shuts down the body's vital organs. Antibiotics can fight off the bug in healthy people if it's caught early, but the CDC says it's almost always kills people with liver disease because a damaged liver can't remove the bacteria from the bloodstream. A germ, however, is easily killed during cooking, so people who eat cooked oysters aren't at risk. Well, the chances of beating cancer continue to improve every year, and many victories over cancer are being scored against childhood cancers. They act like normal kids, laughing and playing, but these children are actually waiting to undergo cancer therapy at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Memphis. Not long ago, a childhood diagnosis of cancer offered little reason for hope, but today the odds have never been better.
In the last 30 years, there's been a dramatic change in the survival of children with cancer. Nearly every child used to die of any sort of malignancy. Today, many tumors, more than 50% of children are cured.
When St. Jude was founded by entertainer Danny Thomas in the early 1960s, the survival rate for acute lymphocytic leukemia, the most common form of childhood cancer, was just 4%. Today, it's 73%. For Hodgkin disease, the chances were just 50-50. Today, 90% survive. Impressive numbers that represent smiling faces, faces of children like 6-year-old Daryl Jennings.
I don't look back at all the bad things that we had to go through. Just like Daryl, he doesn't remember a lot of the pain and the sickness that he had to go through. And with, it wasn't easy, having chemotherapy. But we look back now, we don't see those things. It's just like a part of our life.
Daryl successfully completed chemotherapy 2 years ago. An after completion of therapy, or ACT, clinic was founded at the hospital in 1984 to study cancer survivors like Daryl. To date, it has followed the long-term health of more than 2,000 St. Jude patients worldwide.
It took a little while for us to perceive that a great advantage could be gained for both the patients and for us learning about them, finding out what's happening, to start to focus on them as a group rather than just the occasional individual.
And at a time when national debate continues over health care for all, the policy at St. Jude remains that all patients, regardless of their ability to pay, will be treated, ensuring that next year even more children will have something to celebrate.
Oh, Jim, what a good piece.
And they really are doing some amazing work down at St. Jude Hospital.
It seems that way. Thanks for showing us. I'll tell you one more reason why it's important to support the American Cancer Society, because they help with research, too.
You can see the numbers increasing every year.
It's a wonderful story. Thanks so much, Jim. Well, the weekend's here. That means we all want nice weather, and Andy Provenzano is once again in Meridian Township to partake in a little bit of golf looking, not playing. And Andy, we have a remote chance of good weather this weekend, or what?
Yeah, very good weather. Coming in here Saturday afternoon and Sunday. They'll finally get the sunshine they wanted out here. We got a few sprinkles around the area this evening, and we'll get some rain overnight, which will probably be even better for the course because it's, I guess, running a little dry, and they could use a little rain. It'll time out because most of the rain will be done by early morning hours, and things look great out here. All the folks from Meridian Township did a great job to get it together. We give them, they always kind of get lost in the shuffle, but this is in Meridian Township, and those guys have done a great job. We'd just like to mention them. Let's take a look what's going on outside right now. It's 62 degrees in Lansing. It's 60 in Jackson. We do have east winds at 10 miles an hour. It's kept the chill going. Temperatures, again, ran about 10 degrees below normal today, and with a few sprinkles around and that northeast wind continuing tonight, it's going to feel kind of chilly. Take a look now at our satellite picture, and we've had just a bunch of clouds across the southern part of the state. You could really see the dividing line. By the time he got to St. John's this morning and early afternoon, they had sunshine, and then it thickened up. By the time he got to Jackson and Ann Arbor, there were sprinkles on and off through the afternoon. Now, there's some rain across southern Wisconsin and northern Illinois. This is left over from a thunderstorm complex that went through parts of Iowa. That will come in here tonight, probably about midnight or so for us, and last into the early morning hours, just a little bit after sunrise tomorrow. And the rain is relatively light, so it's just going to be enough to wet things up. They had just tremendously severe weather across central Illinois and Indiana today, with all sorts of hail reports, damage, deaths, cattle being killed by lightning, that kind of stuff taking place in those strong storms down to the south, and that's what kind of stole the show for us today. But we will see high pressure move in this weekend. That'll give us a lot of sunshine tomorrow afternoon and for Sunday, and temperatures will start really zooming as we'll get into the 70s by Sunday. Take a look at the forecast then for this evening. Variably cloudy skies. Further south you go, it's just plain cloudy. North you go, you might see a peak of sunshine this evening, and there have been a few sprinkles around. Temperatures will hold around 60. Then for tonight, cloudy with showers likely. Lows around 45 to 50 degrees. And as I mentioned, the rain showers should begin to pull out around sunrise tomorrow. It may take us to about lunch hour to get all the sun to come back out, but it's going to be a great afternoon, Jane. A good weekend and warm up into next week. More details at 6.
Sounds good. You're plugging Meridian Township. You know, the Walnut Hills Country Club has been wonderful to all of us all week. So
those folks, too. You know, we always say it's in the Lansing area, the events, but the people who are running it are the Walnut Hills people and Meridian Township are really doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you, Andy. We'll talk to you at 6. Okay. Dave Akerly has all the chips, drives, and putts from round 2 of the Oldsmobile Classic. Stay tuned.
We both had to get home for Mom's birthday. Charlie took his car. I took the train. He had detours. I had Danish. He took a break. I took a nap. He had company. I had companions. Oh, we both ended up in the same place, but not in the same shape.
Now, during Art Van's legendary sale, save half off and more on all genuine Italian leather furniture from Natuzzi. Only Art Van's purchasing power brings you such legendary savings on Michigan's largest inventory of genuine leather furniture. Save half off and more on all leather, including sofas, love seats, sectionals, chairs, and more. Save 60% on this Natuzzi leather sofa, available in 4 colors, now only $9.99. The quality, durability, and style of today's hottest leather looks are now within your reach. Art Van's legendary sale. Don't miss it.
Capital City Airport is a very busy place. 7 airlines, 75 daily flights to destinations around the world. But now Capital City Airport is busier with a renovation in how you'll travel. 55,000 square feet, a commuter wing, new ticket area, drive-through covered loading zone, and a flight information system. For now, there's some dust, and you may need a few extra minutes, but you can still count on Capital City Airport to get you there from here.
Huntington sells better luggage and business cases for less. The keywords here are better luggage and business cases and for less. From moderately priced pad holders to top-of-the-line garment bags, quality and low price mean the best value. Outside Lansing, call toll-free 1-800-933-HUNT.
When you purchase a Boyk Deluxe Pullman or garment bag, we'll give you a free matching satchel that amounts to a savings of over 30%.
Huntington's, better luggage and business cases for less. In Lansing, 1 block east of the Capitol.
Round 2 of the 2nd annual LPGA Oldsmobile Classic in Meridian Township is almost complete. Dave Akerly joins us from there with Andy earlier. Now we talk to you and what's going on from your perspective, Dave.
Well, Jane, I'm going to catch you up to date on what's going on the course right now. You see behind me there are some players approaching the 18th green, and one of them is Helen Dobson, and Helen is from Great Britain, and right now she's at 5 under par, so she's holding pace, but she is definitely not the leader. For the 2nd day in a row, it's Alice Ritzman in the locker room at 8 under. She's tied with Betsy King, the soon-to-be Hall of Famer on the LPGA Tour, 136. Those two are holding at 8 under par. They've got the lead tied on top. Trish Johnson, Colleen Walker, Chris Monahan, a stroke back at 7 under. Tammy Green is 6 under. Meg Mallon, Farmington Hills native, is 5 under par. Now, what about the locals? Barb Mucha finished up today 3 under par. She's definitely in the hunt for a repeat championship. Elaine Crosby from Jackson, she's 3 under par. Kelly Robbins from Mount Pleasant is 1 over par. but I'm sorry to say that Lansing's Kelly Holland missed the cut. She finished up 149, 5 strokes over par. We're going to be back here at 6 o'clock and have comments and highlights from the ladies out here. We'll tell you all about the tournament and the rest of the day in sports.
All
Jane?
Right. We look forward to that, Dave. Thanks very much. David Andrews joins us again from the newsroom to tell us what's up at 6 o'clock on News Center 6. David.
Jane, coming up in just a few minutes, Victoria Hong will have more on the possibility that hundreds of auto plant jobs will be coming back to mid-Michigan. We'll tell you about Ross Perot's plans to visit Michigan over the weekend. And in this week's Business Beat report, Chris Holman will tell us about the big business that is done right on the golf course. Seems appropriate. That's all coming up tonight at 6.
Yeah, it does. Thanks, David. We'll talk to you then. Wouldn't it be neat to watch a movie and then decide its ending? It's not a dream anymore. We'll show you next.
It's coming. A sale so big, a sale of such magnitude, it's legendary. Art Van's legendary sale. Our buyers went on a quest to bring back historic price cuts. Now Art Van combines these savings of 25 to 70% store-wide with special finance terms. No down payment, no payments till '94. Add a chance to win a new Cadillac, and this becomes Art Van's legendary sale. Don't let it pass you by.
TV6 is proud to honor a special group of high school athletes. 27 boys and girls who had the dedication for long hours of practice, the drive to go all out every second of every contest, and the desire to be better than their opponents. Join TV6 Sports Director Dave Akerly for a half-hour salute to this year's TV6 Players of the Week and the announcement of the Male and Female Players of the Year, the WLNS TV6 Player of the Year Banquet, Thursday, June 10th at 7:30.
Wake up, Lansing. CBS This Morning is making more time for you.
More news, more weather, more sports.
More time for local news, the daily forecast, and sports. More of what's happening in your neighborhood and around the world.
I'm Harry Smith.
And I'm Paula Zah.
And I'm Joanne Hall from News Center 6 this morning.
Wake up to News Center 6 and CBS This Morning, the only news team that gives you more.
More sports, more traffic, more...
Weekday mornings on TV6, it's breakfast for your head.
What's Arsenio's Friday Night Jammy all about? Just 4 little letters, spell it out. T-G-I-F.
Tonight is a wonderful show, right?
Hey, thank goodness it's Friday, because we'll be getting a lowdown from the star of that new Tina Turner flick.
Lawrence!
Right, Lawrence Fishburne. Plus, from the Houston Rockets, there's Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon.
I'm showing up, okay?
For the TGIF Jammy, only on the next Arsenio.
Tonight at midnight on TV6.
Here are a few things happening around town. Holy Cross Church in Lansing is holding its annual festival this weekend. It features rides, dancing, raffles, food, and lots more. The fun just started and runs through Sunday. Sunday, the Mid-Michigan Jazz Society will have an afternoon of jazz vocalists featuring 3 Lansing ladies of jazz: Patty Richards, Betty Baxter, and Tracy Murray. It takes place at Bebo's Cafe in downtown Lansing. Call for more details. And sign up for this year's Highfields Golf Outing at Timber Ridge Golf Course, June 23rd. Tee times are still available. Call for your reservation. Send us the details for your upcoming event to this address. Interactive, remember that term. It is the buzzword for the 90s. From movies to video games, it gives you the chance to change the outcome. And in Chicago at the Consumers Electronics Show, manufacturers from all over the world are displaying dozens of products that literally put you in the director's seat.
Hey, boy, you missed the party.
Interactive cartoons, interactive books, interactive movies. It's state-of-the-art home video.
I don't care what it takes. I want him ruined.
This is Voyeur, a new interactive drama starring Robert Culp. Part TV show, part video game. It's an adult whodunit, and you control the outcome.
You're the voyeur that is looking out of your house into the Hawk Manor, and whatever you decide to look at or do or send a tape to or call the police makes a difference to the story.
Using a compact disc, you can tour the San Diego Zoo on your computer screen. Besides seeing the savannah, you'll hear it. Having a hard time building your model car? No problem. Help is just a CD away. See your car taken apart and put back together again. Plus, get helpful tips from the experts.
Finally,
smooth out the detail with a soft cloth.
For 1993, the Guinness Book of Records is the Disc of Records. You can read about Beatlemania or see the Fab Four making history.
3,000 screaming teenagers are at New York's Kennedy Airport to greet, you guessed it, the Beatles.
Interactive has now caught the attention of Hollywood. Director Steven Spielberg is working with fellow movie maker George Lucas to develop a CD movie. It's called The Dig, a story Spielberg says he's wanted to tell for years, but couldn't afford to make into a regular movie. And once again, that takes place in Chicago. You have time to go this weekend. Please have a good weekend. Stay tuned for more news next with David Andrews and the rest of our great News Center 6 team. Have a good one.
Day one of the 92 Olds Classic. Barb, Mucha, and Kelly Holland tear up Walnut Hills, and they're among the leaders. TV6 is on the course with both former Spartans. Day two, Deborah Shard shoots a course record 8 under 64. She takes the lead. This year, TV6 will again have complete coverage of rounds 1 and 2 Thursday and Friday night at 7:30. Join me, Dave Akerly, and the entire TV6 sports team for a half-hour wrap on the day's action. Nobody brings home the Olds Classic like TV6.
At Bud Kouts Honda, it's the lease we can do.
Right now, for a limited time, you can have your Accord and lease it too.
For as little as $239 per month, you can drive the car
that has been the #1 selling vehicle in the United States for 3 consecutive model years.
For as little as $239 per month, you can drive the Honda Accord LX.
Loaded with features and available for a limited time.
It's from the dealer who's committed to your personal satisfaction. Bud Kouts Honda.
Come test drive one today at Bud Kouts Honda, Michigan Avenue, East Lansing.
It's the lease we can do.
If you're a former Highland customer looking for the store with the largest selection of name brand appliances and electronics, let me suggest it could be as easy as ABC. Discover what thousands of satisfied ABC warehouse customers already know. Nobody has more name brands than ABC, and nobody beats ABC on price. And there's no better time to get the information you need on the brands you want than right now. So go on in. Give ABC a chance to show you how much they appreciate your business.
Follow this sign to the home of your dreams as the Greater Lansing Home Builders proudly present the 1993 Parade of Homes. More than 80 homes will be on display showcasing the work of 56 area builders. Check the Lansing State Journal for a map of parade home locations and pick up a free guidebook at any home. The 1993 Parade of Homes begins Sunday, June 6th and runs through Sunday, June 20th. Weekends noon to 7 p.m., weekdays 6 to 9 p.m. Sponsored by the Greater Lansing Home Builders Association.
The Great American Circus for kids of all ages. Thundering elephants, aerial artistry, bareback riders, and clown capers. Don't miss the splendor, the glamour, and the excitement of the Great American Circus.
Don't miss the Great American Circus in Battle Creek Saturday, June 5th at the Columbia Plaza Shopping Center. Showtimes 1 and 4 p.m. Jackson Sunday, June 6th at Jackson Community College. Showtimes 1 and 4 p.m. Lansing Monday, June 7th at Riverfront Park. Showtimes 5:30 and 7:45 p.m.
Sundance, how do you sell those new cars and trucks for $100 over?
I'll tell you, I don't eat very much, and I got a lot of automobiles. We sell a lot of cars, and we make it fun and affordable with our own financing. Well, you don't need a good hand at Sundance. Just come on out and see us west of Lansing Mall, Saginaw Highway, to Sundance.
Antiques, flea market, and auto display. Reminisce, buy, sell, or trade at the Great Michigan Antique Festival, held June 5th and 6th at the Midland Fairgrounds.
You're watching WLNS-TV, Lansing's news source. This is News Center 6 with Jane Aldrich, David Andrews, meteorologist Andy Provenzano, and Dave Akerly with sports. Mid-Michigan's leading source for news.
Well, it means more jobs. It's, it gets more people back to work that's been laid off. It'll help secure jobs.
United Auto Workers are optimistic tonight about Chevrolet's best-selling car being brought to mid-Michigan. Good evening.
General Motors will soon decide if the Chevy Cavalier will be built here in Lansing, and if it does, it will bring back hundreds of laid-off workers.
Victoria Hong is in the newsroom now with more details on this developing story. Victoria?
David, Jane, labor leaders are still waiting for a decision, but as you can imagine, just the possibility of adding an extra line has workers very excited, and this means that it would mean as many as 1,000 new jobs.
If you were to drive through Lansing, or anywhere in mid-Michigan for that matter,
The chances of seeing a Chevy Cavalier in the street, in a driveway, or a parking lot would be great. After all, it's GM's best-selling car, which might soon be built in Lansing.
It means a great deal to Lansing area and GM itself. And employees that's out there laid off maybe have a big chance of coming back.
If the Cavalier is built in Lansing, GM estimates it would build between 70 and 100,000 cars and create as many as 1,000 new jobs, most of which would go to those workers who were laid off last March.
Is this coming at a good time?
Well, sure. Anytime you can get work, it's good. It means a lot to, you know, this area, this town, you know. You never know. It could shut down, you know. Nothing's for sure.
Lansing auto workers wouldn't be the only ones to benefit if the Cavalier were produced here in Lansing. Area dealerships would also have something to gain. At one local dealership, they only had these two left. How quickly are they going out?
Fast as we can get them in.
Really?
This is the case at most of the area dealerships. The Cavalier has become such a hot seller, dealers can't keep them in their lot. And that's why they're hoping GM brings production to Lansing.
It'll help the dealers a lot because the people that build here in Lansing will also buy because of it.
Jane, as we said, Jane and David, no decisions have been made. Some were expecting a decision to be made as early as next week, but GM wouldn't confirm this. In fact, they said they probably wouldn't make a decision until before the end of the year. Reporting live in the newsroom, Victoria Hong for News Center 6.
Thanks, Victoria. In other automotive news tonight, increasing demand for trucks with bigger engines has pushed back the closing of a General Motors plant in Flint. The V8 engine plant was originally scheduled to close in 1995 as part of GM's plan to scale back and cut costs. But auto workers learned today that about 1,500 of them will have jobs through 1997 and possibly through the 1998 model year. The president of the UAW says better gas mileage and improved engine quality are reasons for the increased demand. General Motors is working to avoid a strike in Ohio that could affect GM assembly plants nationwide. At issue is GM's use of non-GM skilled trade workers at 2 Delco chassis plants in Kettering, Ohio. Over 700 grievances have been filed over the issue, and now the union representing the electronics workers is negotiating with GM. The 2 Ohio plants make shocks, struts, and other suspension parts for GM, Saturn, and Toyota.
Auto news from a different sort. The Spartan Charge team and its hybrid electric vehicle could be on its way to a national award. A team of nearly 100 students built their sporty number 55 from the ground up and today took it on the road for a 100-mile road test. It's all part of a 5-day national competition sponsored in part by Ford Motor Company. 30 university teams enter the competition.
Cavalier production from Mexico to Lansing. Now, if the Cavalier is built in Lansing, GM estimates it would build between 70 and 100,000 cars, and that would create as many as 1,000 new jobs. About 800 of those would be filled by local auto workers who were laid off last March. GM officials say they're still checking on the feasibility of building the car in Lansing, while local auto workers look optimistically toward a future with the Cavalier in Lansing.
You know, it means a great deal. I can keep a smile on my face, you know. And hopefully, the other ones that's out there can keep one too, or get one, you know, if they don't have it.
UAW officials say a decision to build the Cavalier in Lansing would strengthen the trust between GM and the UAW, showing workers that management is concerned about their welfare. Sticking with car-related news tonight, Ford Motor Company is a primary sponsor of the Hybrid Electric Vehicle Challenge this week in Dearborn. 30 universities entered their student-made cars of the future in this national competition, and the team from Michigan State University is in the top 3 going into tomorrow's event. The cars are made with state-of-the-art materials and technology. Engineers at Ford say this competition may provide the car maker with new ideas when designing their own electric vehicles.
We see some very good ideas from some of these schools. Students, we saw are seeing some very bright young people here that have shown some good ideas in the things that they've done in both the conversion vehicles.
Preparation have paid off in a big way for a group of Michigan State University students. The electric car they built and designed from scratch placed in the top 3 at a national competition in Dearborn this weekend. The group of 100 students took 3rd place at the Ford Hybrid Electric Vehicle Challenge last night.
We wanted first, there's no doubt about it, but I think we gave it our best shot. We couldn't do any better. We could not do any better. I really believe that. And we're very happy to have 3rd.
Congratulations to them all. 30 teams from across the country competed in the challenge. Over the past week, the cars were put through a 100-mile road test and a number of safety and technical inspections. The University of Alberta took home the first prize in the event.
Peddlers